Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Gant. Hope you're all doing well. Welcome to week 4 of the Social Work Capstone, the Professional Identity and Professional Resilience presentation. So, before we go there, just to let you know, you have any questions about any content or any of the assignments or activities between now and the final session 5, which is on July the 5th in quotes, please just get in contact with me via email and I'll get back to you as quickly as I can. I should have email access while I'm gone, and so look forward to hearing from you there. These two sessions, week 4 and week 5, are relatively brief sessions in terms of content and presentation, so we're going to go through those, not a little quickly, but we will go through those expeditiously, I would think. So why don't we go ahead and begin? What we've got here, what's coming up, are the learning objectives. The learning objectives for this particular session are really to plan for what we call professional resilience. We're going to talk a little bit about what that is. We're going to talk a little bit about the strategies related to professional resilience. And one of your professional goals will be to really begin to build out a professional resilience plan. Okay, so what is professional resilience, first of all? Good question. Glad you asked. Professional resilience, and this is a quote from Elizabeth Whitney, and she stated that resilience is not about eliminating anxiety, fear, or uncertainty. That cultivating resilience allows us to face these and other stressful experiences with greater confidence so we have the resources to bounce back. And I really want you to appreciate that and understand that. You'll need that as you go forward in your experience as a social worker. So what are some of the details here with professional resilience? Well, professional resilience is what is called self-care plus. And what is the self-care plus? What is that basically? Well, self-care plus includes of course, self-care, ongoing self-reflection. So we talk an awful lot about reflection upon your experiences, your encounters, your situations. How could you have done a better job? What did you miss? What did you get right, etc. We'll talk about considering bias as well. What is considering bias? There's also the ability to handle ambiguity. Social work is not, as you'll find out if you haven't already found out, is not always black and white. There's a lot of nuance, there's a lot of gray. Sometimes you have to fail before you hit a success with a particular client or community situation. Continued growth and learning. There are workshops, there are activities, there are trainings, there are group supervisions, there are debriefs. All of those are really essential to developing this portfolio of professional resilience, the self-care plus, the continued growth and learning, handling ambiguity, considering bias, ongoing self-reflection, and self-care. More about that in just a bit, but let's go ahead and continue on. So this is an activity which hopefully you will be able to do. Now you have to find out how to do it, and if you can do it with another partner online, fine, go right ahead with that. If you can't do it with a partner, try to do it by yourself, okay? The goal, once again, is to put together a professional resilience plan. Ideally, if you can, talk with somebody, somebody else in the class and see if you can work with them just for a bit. Work with a partner, think about some of the elements of professional resilience, think about the specific behaviors and actions and plans that you can add to your own professional resilience plan. So do give that a bit of thought. in terms of what that would look like, how you would activate that. And take some time and put it together. What specific behaviors can you add to your own professional resilience plan? So if you're able to, take some time between now and the final session wrap up on July 5th, recorded of course. And if you have any questions about that, let me know. Once again, this is an activity where it's important for you to think about these things, jot some ideas down. Don't forget to respond to the assignments as you need to, all right? Great. So let's continue. So welcome back. Well, hopefully you have put together at least some aspects of a professional resilience plan. Don't worry, get a good start on it. You'll be working on this for some time in the future as well too. At this point, you probably are really clear and have some experience in terms of developing this portfolio. And so once again, we're just going to kind of go forward and talk about what the portfolio is. And by now, you've come into the thought and come into the thinking action that a portfolio is really a collection of these accomplishments and skills and experiences. The portfolios are really very helpful when it comes time for you to understand and kind of build your narrative to describe what you came in, what you have done, and what you can do going forward, right? So it takes a little time to put together a portfolio. But I've reviewed the progress to date for all of your portfolio contributions. They all look great. Just keep going with it, okay? Don't doubt yourself. If you have any particular questions, please see me and we can have a discussion about whatever kinds of questions or concerns or thoughts you have about that. All right. Unbelievably, you have one more session to go, and that's the session 5, and that'll be July 5th, and I will, of course, get that to you. That's July 5th, but I will get that to you in a recording very, very soon. In the meantime, in terms of your portfolio milestone number 3, and yes, even though I'm away, I am still looking at your assignments, giving you feedback, and grading them in terms of, okay, this is in, or this is not in. So I'm happy. I will still be doing that. If you have any questions at all, just email me, right? But in terms of the portfolio milestone 3, you've got some contributions, all right? And so on Portfolium, or whatever your application is, upload your projects, okay? And so with the Portfolium, think about 5 projects that in some kind of way cover all 9 competencies and the PODS: privilege, oppression, diversity, and social justice. And if you're kind of thinking, gosh, what are those? Just go back to session 1, session 2, and look at that slide that covered the competencies and the privilege, oppression, diversity, and social justice competencies as well. Number 1. 2, the ideas. You have a lot of ideas in terms of what your contribution can be. You can use papers in the past, presentations, policy briefs, fact sheets, surveys, grants, manuals, etc. It's going to need to be something that I can review and give you feedback on. Okay? So it should be a really good piece of work, or a good set of works, basically. For Canvas, you've got milestone number 3. That's the final portfolio and competencies. Simply use the link in the assignment that corresponds to your pathway. By now, you're really familiar with how to identify those links given your pathway and to provide a response to those. Provide a URL link to the portfolio item, no surprises there. And then put together a narrative, a very simple narrative of a couple of paragraphs, maybe 4, but no more than that, where you kind of summarize the product and how it demonstrates competencies. Okay, so please go ahead with those procedures. If you have any questions about any of those, please let me know. Also, just a request to not forget to put in your course evaluations and to submit those. We look at those very seriously. I do take them very seriously as well too. So can't wait for you to go ahead and do that, right? And this is a wrap up. All right. I thought this would be an hour long. It's not, because there's a lot of activity that we usually do as part of the active class. We can't do that, but hopefully you can do that on your own. And so this is a summary. This is a wrap up. You're almost done with the class session. You're almost done with the course, basically. So take good heart. You've done good work. It's been a challenging semester, but we're near the end. Okay? So unbelievably, in less than 12 minutes, I've really gone ahead and summarized the intent of this session. If you have any questions, do let me know. Do get back to me, and I'm happy to answer all those. All right, folks, take really good care, and look out for a video for the 5th and final session, and that will be dropping as soon as I can get to it. Maybe even sooner than that, all right? Take care, and thanks again.